Yes.
Me too.
All right, looks like we have everybody present. And also somebody from the county attorney's office. All right. Good evening, sir. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Arthur Anthony Dominguez, December 31st, 1995.
All right, Mr. Dominguez, good evening. It's time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here this evening based on a warrant that was issued for your arrest by Judge Scott McDonald of the Pima County Superior Court. This relates to charges of murder in the first degree, drive-by shooting, theft of means of transportation, and unlawful discharge of a firearm within city limits, all allegedly occurring on September 4th.
What the?
I'm so sorry to interrupt you. You have the wrong defendant.
Did Mr. Mendoza, or maybe I'm mishearing people. I thought I heard Mendoza.
Arthur Dominguez.
My apologies. I heard. Excuse me.
Man, boy. I was gonna say, now I have like.
Oh, quite. Yeah, sorry. It was two, not one.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mr. Dominguez. Excuse me. Your warrant relates to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 charges of organized retail theft occurring between on or about October 27th and November 21st, as well as charges of theft of property and shoplifting, felony shoplifting. Your warrant was issued by Judge Scott McDonald on December the 9th. Reminding, sir, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney. And I'm going to be appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated right next to you is going to be assisting you in this hearing. So if you have any questions or concerns, please speak with them before saying anything out loud. All right, I reviewed Mr. Dominguez's pretrial services report recommendation. Do note that he is being he's pending on a separate matter, CR 2025-1791. Was rated a 5 and a 6 on the NCAA FTA scales. You see, this was a refiled matter, I believe. And there were one prior felony noted, still pending status conference early next year. State's recommendation is for $5,000 bond plus pretrial services, which is the amount of the warrant. Anything else to add from the state?
Your Honor, I do want to add, there's a concern for the defendant's appearance as he does have a history of failing to appear on his pending matter. The warrant before the court does have a significant amount of offense dates, so there is a concern for ongoing criminal activity.
Thank you. Defense?
Your Honor, just briefly, as the court noted, Mr. Dominguez has no prior convictions. It's just this matter and another pending matter. I'm asking the court to consider that Mr. Dominguez is 29 years old. As the court noted, this is, a resiled case. And so, given that he's already in custody on a $5,000 bond, I am simply asking for a low bond so that he can earn time credit.
Sure, thank you. I will honor Judge McDonald's request, $5,000 cash or secured. I'll order pretrial services supervision if bond is posted. And set the arraignment for the 17th at 1:30. All right, sir. Thank you very much. You're excused.
1
second. Is your current public defender?
Sarah Tenasky, something like that.
An email letter that you received tonight, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
And then if I need to get a hold of you, or thank you.
Forrest, Tim. Over here. Obviously, been the shift.
Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Yeah, Tim Forrest, 4766.
All right, Mr. Forrest. Good evening. This is the time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here this evening based on charges of misdemeanor domestic violence assault and misdemeanor domestic violence disorderly conduct allegedly occurring earlier today. Just remind you, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be used against you. I'll just take a look here, make sure I'm understanding your case. Sir, do you live with the alleged victim, Miss Castle?
Yes, she's just my girlfriend.
Do you have somewhere else where you can reside for the time being?
No, I don't. I own a house outright. She's just my girlfriend. I have nowhere else to go. And I have a job to do.
Okay.
I've never been in jail. 59 years old. I don't even know what to say.
Well, sir, here's the issue that I'm facing. The
Yeah.
alleged victim, unfortunately could not be reached for comment on conditions of release. In cases like this, I have to err on the side of caution in order that you not have any contact with them, to include going to wherever they live or work. So for the
Yeah.
time being, wherever she is living and working is somewhere you cannot go. So in order
I
to
have
release you,
nowhere to go.
okay, sir. Well, the jail has transition services, the jail has a transition center where they can assist you with housing. But the only way I can release you is on promise that you will not have any contact with her or go to where she is living or working, to include if you share a residence, that's not a place you can go. You understand that?
Well, I have to get a vehicle for work. I got 3 vehicles. I own the house, I own the car, she owns nothing. How am I gonna get to work?
I can allow you to return home once with a police escort to gather your personal belongings, but again, I have to be assured that you're not going to go back to that residence otherwise. Again, wherever
Okay,
she is
well,
residing, but it's
yeah, well, I'll have to go back and get stuff and get a vehicle.
then I can allow you to go back with a police escort,
Sure.
but you will have to arrange for that independently through either Saudi the Police Department or Pima County Sheriff's Department. You'll have to arrange for somebody to be present with you, gather your belongings, and then leave. You won't be able to go there otherwise. Do you understand?
Okay.
All right, sir. Then I'm going to set a hearing for you. That'll be at the Saudi at the Municipal Court. It's going to be on January the 6th, 2026 at 8:30 in the morning. I will release you if you promise me you'll appear at that hearing. Can you do that, sir?
Yes.
And then I will release you on your promise. Again, I am ordering that you have no contact of any kind with the alleged victim, to include going to wherever they work or live. I will allow you to return to any common residence with a police escort, pick up any personal belongings. I'm also going to order that you not have any alcohol or illegal drugs, and that you not commit any acts of domestic violence. All right, sir, that's all I have for you. Thank you very much. You're excused.
Hello.
Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Bo Cassidy Lindbergh, 1078.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that, please?
Bo Cassidy Lindbergh, 103078.
Thank you, Mr. Lambert. So this is the time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here this evening based on a few different matters. The first is a warrant that was issued for your arrest by Judge Robert Foreman of the Pima County Justice Court, related to a charge of domestic violence criminal damage from November 2024. And it also appears you have some city court matters related to charges of possession of drug paraphernalia, simple DUI, refusing to provide a truthful name to law enforcement, and soliciting. Just remind you, sir, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. Just gonna take a look here. I don't believe you're being held on any other matter. So on your misdemeanor warrant, set a hearing for you in front of Judge Foreman on January the 20th at 3 p.m. at the Pima County Justice Court. You know where that is?
Yes, sir.
All right, if I release you, will you promise me you'll appear at that hearing?
Yes, sir.
All right, then I'll release you on that promise. And again, set that hearing for January the 20th at 3 p.m. On your city court matters, I'm going to set a separate hearing for you. This is going to be a few days earlier on January the 15th at 9:30 a.m. in front of Judge Cranshaw at the Tucson City Court. You know where that courthouse is, sir?
Yeah.
If I release you, you promise you will appear at that hearing?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I'm going to release you on your promise. Again, that hearing is going to be January 15th at 9:30. I'm going to order you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs or drive without a valid license. All right, sir. That's all I have for you. You'll be released later this evening. Please make sure and abide by all these conditions and attend all your hearings, and good luck. Thank you.
Those DT. Yeah.
Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Jordan Morales, 11/11/99.
One second. Wait. All right, Mr. Morales, good evening.
Evening.
Thank you for delay. Just had to find your correct file. Time step, your initial appearance. You're being seen here this evening based on, looks to be a matter you've already been released on. So for whatever reason, there's still a warrant showing up for you. I'm simply going to affirm the court date and release you on that. This relates to a charge in the Pima County Justice Court. And on charges of speeding and a civil traffic violation. Yeah, I'm not sure why you're being seen on this one, sir, but I'm gonna just affirm the court date on that one, January the 7th at 10:30 in the morning. That'll be at the Justice Court downtown here in front of Judge Foreman. And secondly, you have a separate matter at the Tucson City Court. This involves charges of wait a minute. I'm sorry, sir. Can you pay your birthday one more time for me?
11/11/99.
Okay, thank you. I got it right the first time. All right. The charges pending are domestic violence, assault, disorderly conduct, and criminal trespass in the 3rd degree, all allegedly occurring on the 7th. All right, sir. On this matter, I got some concerns here, particularly related to the criminal history and the victim's safety. So I'm gonna appoint you an attorney. It's gonna be the City Public Defender's Office to represent you. And I am gonna impose a bond out of concern for the alleged victim's safety. Gonna be $1,000 cash is secured. And I'm gonna set a video review hearing for you on December 17th at 1:30 in the afternoon in front of Judge Wendy Millian at the city court. If you post the bond, you're gonna need to be at the city court on the 17th at 1:30. Otherwise, you'll be seen by Judge Millian the same way you're appearing in front of me this evening by video, okay? I'm gonna order you not possess or consume any alcohol, illegal drugs, commit any acts of domestic violence, possess any firearms or weapons, and that you have absolutely no contact of any kind with the alleged victim. All right, sir. That's all I have for you. Like I said, you're gonna have an attorney representing you. Hopefully they'll be reaching out soon. But otherwise, if you're still in custody, like I said, you'll be seen by video. Otherwise, you need to be at the courthouse on the 17th. You understand?
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much. You're excused.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, whoops, sorry. Nice. I gotta have it. Oh. Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
I think it's almost 280.
Mr. Gonzalez, good evening. This time set for your initial appearance. Being seen here based on several cases at the Tucson City Court. The most recent one involving a violation of city ordinance of occupying or remaining on a traffic median allegedly occurring earlier today. Just to remind you, sir, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can.
Yes, sir.
Let's take a look here. All right. Don't think there's anything else holding you, so I'm gonna set a hearing for you at the city court so you can hopefully resolve all these matters. I'll consolidate all the cases down. That hearing is gonna be on January the 16th at 1:30 in the afternoon in front of Judge Blue. If I release you from custody, sir, you promise me you'll appear at that hearing.
Yes, sir.
You know, release you on your promise in order that you not possess, consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, and that you not go back to where any of these incidents occurred. I'll enter pleas of not guilty on your behalf to the charge, and further advise you that in addition to the right to remain silent, you also have the right to an attorney, which may be appointed to you by the court or obtained at your own expense, so you can hire one. You have the right to be presumed innocent and have the state bear the burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt of your guilt. You also have the right to attend all hearings in your case, to include a trial, where again you are presumed innocent and the burden of proving otherwise is on the state. However, if you fail to attend any hearing in your case, to include a trial, that hearing or that trial could proceed in your absence. You could have a warrant issued for your arrest or new charges to be filed. Additionally, if you're found guilty at a trial and cannot be sentenced within 90 days because of your absence, you could lose the right to appeal that conviction. Do you understand all that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And that's all I have for you. You'll be released later this evening. Please make sure and attend your hearing, and good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ready? All the doors.
Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Good evening, sir. It's Frank Almargetti Jr. My date of birth was 11/03/89.
All right, Ms. Jetty, you're being seen here this evening based on a warrant that was issued for your arrest by the Tucson City Courts on charge of shoplifting. You also have, other cases involving possession of drug paraphernalia. Just remind you, sir, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm going to appoint the City Public Defender's Office to represent you. Joe, can we confirm Mr. Jetty is being held on a separate Superior Court hold?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Jetty, you're being held on another matter that's not in front of me this evening. The only thing I have is the city court matter. So in that case, I'm going to set a court date for you for January the 16th at 2 p.m. in front of, I'm sorry, at 9 a.m. My apologies. Just read that. Correction, that's going to be at 9 a.m. on the 16th in front of Judge Cranshaw. I'm not going to hold you on this matter since you're already being held on the felony. I'm simply going to order you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs or go back to wherever this incident allegedly occurred. And again, you will have the city public defender's office representing you, okay? All right. That's all I have for you, sir. Thank you. You're excused.
Ariana?
Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Ariana, 7205.
So, Nikhil, good evening. Time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here this evening based on a single charge of misdemeanor domestic violence, unlawful imprisonment, allegedly occurring earlier this afternoon. Just remind you, ma'am, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be used against you. Just gonna take a look here real quick at the pretrial services report. All right, looks like the alleged victim was reached and does wish to have further contact with you and doesn't object to your release or returning home. Which is all good. And I don't believe you're being held on any other matters. So I'm going to set a court date in front of Judge Wendy Milling at the Tucson City Court. That hearing is going to be on January the 13th at 1:30 in the afternoon. If I release you from custody, can you promise me you'll appear at that hearing?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I'm going to release you on your promise. I'm going to again set that date for January 13th at 1:30. I'm going to order that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, and that you not commit any acts of domestic violence. Based on the alleged victim's input, I'm not going to order no contact, but I do need you to understand that all contact you have with the alleged victim needs to be respectful, peaceful. And if at any time they decide they don't wish to have any further contact, you need to break it off, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. That's all I have for you. You'll be released later this evening. Good luck.
Thank you. Mario? Oh,
Hello, Your Honor.
Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Yes, Mario Reese Hong Jr., January 18, 1999.
All right, sir. Good evening. It's time to have your initial appearance. You're being seen here this evening based on 2 charges of misdemeanor domestic violence, disorderly conduct, and threats and intimidation allegedly occurring earlier today. Just a reminder, sir, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be used against you, okay? Just gonna take a look here. I don't believe you're being held on any other matter, so let me just make sure it's not anything else standing out to me in your pretrial services report. Ms. Reeves, do you live with the alleged victim, Ms. Perez?
Yes, that's my apartment. I'm the one that has a job and pays the bills. She hasn't worked in a year, but I let her stay there because my son goes to school right down the street, and that's his mom. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Where else you can live for the time being? Do you have family or friends?
yeah, my friend lives right down the street because I need to stay closer to my job where they picked me up at today. But yeah, I got a couple places that are willing to take me in if I needed it.
Well, for the time being, I won't be able to allow you to go home, okay? Because in this case, I have to err on the side of caution And so long as the alleged victim is living there, that's where she's gonna get to live. I'm gonna have to order that you have no contact with her. It's a one-way order, applies to you and you alone. You're not allowed to have contact with her by third party, directly, indirectly, in person, email, text, anything like that. Do you understand?
Understood.
I will allow you, however, to go back to the residence, with the police escort to get any personal belongings you may need, okay? So if you need to gather any clothes or personal effects, you can do that by contacting TPD or a law enforcement agency. Have them
Okay.
get with you at the residence. They'll stay with you while you're gathering your stuff, and then you gotta leave with them, okay?
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right, last, I'm gonna set a hearing for you in front of Judge Wendy Milling at the Tucson City Court on January the 13th at 1:30 in the afternoon.
Case in August that I'm still working on.
And I'm gonna
So-
consolidate that court date with this one. So you're gonna go
Okay,
one
so
time,
both of them? Yeah,
both cases, one day, one time. Can you
sounds good.
can you appear at that hearing if I release you?
Yes, sir. I was already planning on going to it.
Good. Then I'm gonna release you, I promise. Again, I'm gonna order that no
No.
contact, I'm gonna order that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs,
Understood.
and that you not commit any acts of domestic violence. Again, I am consolidating your cases, so you'll just have to go to court the one time.
Okay.
Otherwise, that's all I have for you, sir. You'll be released later today. Please make sure and abide by these conditions, attend all your hearings, and good luck, okay? Thank you. Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Enrique Aldana Ceballos, July 13, 1991.
Hi, Mr. Ceballos. Good evening. This is time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here this evening based on felony charges of domestic violence, disorderly conduct with a firearm, allegedly occurring earlier today. To remind you, sir, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to be helping you throughout this hearing, so if you have any questions or concerns, please speak with her before saying anything out loud, okay?
Okay.
I have reviewed the interim complaint as well as the pretrial services report and the state's recommendation. There weren't any other statuses or holds noted for Mr. Aldana Ceballos. He was rated a 1 and a 1 on the NCAFTA scales. Pretrial services wasn't able to reach the alleged victim, Miss Murillo, but I believe she may be on the line. Miss Murillo, if you're on the line, can you please unmute at this time?
Yes, good evening, Your Honor.
Good evening.
I just wanted to say that I do not object contact with him. I do not object to his release, and I don't object him coming home. The only condition of release that I would like is for him not to possess or own any firearms.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, ma'am. Is there anything else you'd like me to know?
No.
Okay.
It's a great man sitting right there. I would like him home.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
State's recommendation was $5,000 bond plus pretrial services supervision. Anything else to add from the state?
Your Honor, I do acknowledge the victim's input. Nonetheless, there is a concern not only for her safety, there's also a concern for self-harm based on the facts of the case. The state's recommendation is still the 5,000, Your Honor.
Thank you. And I'm sorry, I did want to know for the record, I did receive a Form 4C and did review that one. It did not include any findings of high risk or elevated risk. Let me just make sure. Yeah. And No referral was made. All right, defense?
Your Honor, as the court mentioned, Mr. Aldana is 34. He is a 1 on the scales. He has no priors of a felony or misdemeanor nature. He's employed full-time. As you can see in the interim complaint, clearly this was some sort of mental health crisis. And while his wife stated to police that she wasn't sure about, what exactly would happen, you heard her input this evening. So I am asking for pretrial services release. And I confirmed with Mr. Aldana that if there is a concern about him returning to the residence specifically, he can live with his mother, who does reside in Tucson. So I think that pretrial services release is appropriate, and we would just defer to the court as far as any further orders about contact or return to the location.
Thank you. All right. Mr. Luna, I am going to give you a chance to resolve the matter through pretrial services supervision. I don't believe holding you in custody is necessary at this time. I will release you to their supervision and order that you participate in any monitoring or treatment as directed. So basically, if pretrial services calls you and tells you you need to do something or be somewhere, you need to comply. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
I am going to order that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, that you not commit any acts of domestic violence, and based on input that you not have any firearms or weapons in your possession, and that you surrender all firearms you may have in your possession to law enforcement within 48 hours of release. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
I will allow you to return to the residence and have further contact with the alleged victim, but you need to understand, sir, that all contact you have, any contact you may have, has to be respectful, it has to be peaceful, and if at any time Ms. Benio decides you need to leave the area. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Ms. Benio, do you have the contact information for the Pima County Attorney's Office Victim Services Division, as well as law enforcement?
No, I do not.
Okay.
Would that be on my victim's card?
Yes, I'm sorry. So do you have
Oh, okay.
any sort of victim rights notification or information?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I'd ask you to keep that handy and to utilize that if at any point you feel at any time you need these conditions modified. You can make that request through that department, through that division to the county attorney, and that can be brought up to a judge at a later date. Obviously, if you feel at any point that you are under threat of force or violence, you should contact law enforcement immediately. You understand?
Yes, thank you.
All right, ma'am. Well, that's all I have. Sir, again, you'll be released later this evening. You need to contact pretrial services tomorrow, as well as your attorney, and stay in contact with both pending the disposition of your case, okay? The
Yes,
preliminary hearing will be set for December the 30th at 1:30 in the afternoon. All right. That's all right, sir. Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Murillo, you're welcome to continue to observe. I would just ask you to remain muted. Otherwise, you could feel free to disconnect at this time. Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Alexandria Andro, January 3rd, 1985.
All right, Ms. Andrew, good evening. This is the time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here this evening based on several charges of domestic violence, child abuse, domestic violence, aggravated assault, and domestic violence disorderly conduct with a weapon, all allegedly occurring yesterday, December the 9th. To remind you, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to be assisting you in this hearing. So if you have any questions or concerns, please speak with her before saying anything out loud, okay?
Okay.
All right. All right, I reviewed the interim complaint as well as the pretrial services report. I don't note any other holds for defendant. She was a 1 and a 1 on the NCAA scales. The victim representative was reached for comment. They stated they do not wish to have further contact with the defendant, but does not object to defendant's release from custody. State's recommendation is $25,000 bond plus pretrial services supervision. Anything else to add from the state?
Yes, Your Honor, the state will add, there is a concern of the ongoing threat and risk for the victim. Based on the inherent nature of the offense, she is facing mandatory prison, even though she has no convictions. Based on the nature of the offense, is found guilty. But also the main concern, Your Honor, is that she technically also part of the information. She made statements and later on complained that seems they're in sound of future threats. The minor is actually the main concern. Seems that this is triggered when there's disputes and there's again that threat to the minor.
Thank you. Defense?
I just need a moment to speak with Mrs. Andrew.
Nick.
Your Honor, I had an sorry, I have one more question actually to ask.
All right.
I apologize. So I had an opportunity to speak with Mrs. Andrew. As the court noted, she is 40 years old. She's very low on both the NCA and FTA scales. And as the state noted, she has no prior convictions. I don't see any felonies or misdemeanors. I'm asking the court to consider that and also consider the victim representative's statements. Mrs. Andrew understands that these are very serious allegations. I was able to confirm with Mrs. Andrew that there is housing apart from the alleged victim. And so we're moving forward with asking for a release to pretrial services. If that is not the court's inclination this evening, Mrs. Andrew does have a full-time job. It sounds like at most she could afford a $3,000 cash or secured, or rather secured bond, putting down a portion of that. So again, given the fact that she has housing apart from the alleged victim, she has no prior convictions, I would ask the court to consider that opportunity on pretrial services release. I'm not sure if a DCS case will open, but if it does, that gives her a meaningful opportunity to engage in that case. So with all of that said, our request tonight is pretrial services release or a massive reduction in the state's bond request.
Thinking I will correct myself, the victim representative did state that they do not wish to have further contact with, but that they don't object to Ms. Andrews and having contact with the child victim, which, while I can appreciate that, given the facts as alleged, have serious concerns for the child's safety. So I am going to impose a bond, $15,000 cash or secured. I will order pretrial services supervision if bond is posted, as well as standard conditions of release to include no contact with the alleged victim or victim representative, to include their place of work or residence. The preliminary hearing date will be December the 22nd at 1:30 in the afternoon.
I'm sorry, what was that date?
December 22nd at 1:30.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, ma'am. You're excused. Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Bernice McIntyre, 10/15/87.
So I can please repeat that.
Bernice McIntyre, 10/15/87.
All right, Ms. McIntyre, good evening. This is the time set for initial appearance. You're being seen here this evening based on warrants that were issued for your arrest by Judge Richard Madrill of Tucson, the South Tucson Municipal Court, related to charges of escape in the second degree, false reporting, failing to appear, all allegedly occurring between April and November of 2018. You also have a separate citation for criminal trespass in the first degree, allegedly occurring earlier today, also in South Tucson. And you have 1, 2, 3, looks to be 8 cases in the Tucson City Court. The charges ranging from possession of prescription drug, possession of drug in a drug-free school zone, being in a municipal park after closing hours, possession of drug paraphernalia, and repeats of the same offenses. So remind you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney. And on your South Tucson City Court matters, I'm going to appoint you Mr. Michael Vaughn to represent you. I'm going to honor the bond as requested by Judge Madrid. $1,000 cash secured. And set a hearing for you for tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. South Tucson. We'll be seeing on all 3 matters, the warrants as well as the new citation. And on the city court matter, or matters, I should say, the 8 of them. I will consolidate all cases. I'm gonna appoint the city public defender's office to represent you, Ms. McIntyre. And impose a bond of $500 cash secured. I'll set a pretrial hearing for you. I'm sorry, a video review hearing for December the 19th at 1:45 in front of Judge Maldonado. If you are able to post bond, I'm going to order that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, or go back to wherever any of these incidents occurred. All right, ma'am. That's all I have for you. Thank you. You're excused.
Hey,
Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Luisa Lopez, 11/24/65.
Thank you, Ms. Lopez. Good evening. This time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here today based on two different matters. The first is a criminal complaint alleging possession of drug paraphernalia and possession of a dangerous drug from earlier today. And the other involves charges of misdemeanor domestic violence assaults, simple assaults, and domestic violence disorderly conduct allegedly occurring earlier today. Just to remind you, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you.
No, es because I'm being under arrest.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, you can continue.
Not a problem. There's a client, well, sorry, I am appointed Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent. Is Ms. Lopez in need of a translator at this time?
Your Honor, she has indicated to me that she speaks English. However, she just shared with me that she has been diagnosed with schizophrenia. I'm not sure if that's that.
Your voice is diminishing.
So she might be responding to internal stimuli, but she does understand English and speak English.
Well, Ms. Lopez, if you do need an interpreter to assist you, if that will at all help you, please feel free, let your attorney know. We have one on the line, so we can accommodate that. But just getting back to it, you do have the new charges in the Tucson City Court related to assault and disorderly conduct. Again, to remind you, you have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your attorney will be assisting you throughout this matter, so if you have any questions, please speak with her. I took a look at the interim complaint and the pretrial services report. State's recommendations for pretrial services release. Anything else to add from the state?
Your Honor, if the state's considering holding Ms. Lopez in a bond on the city court cases, I will recommend a nominal bond on the matter.
Thank you. And I'm sorry, correct that the state's recommending this evaluation, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, I'm inclined to agree with the state. Any other comment?
I would be asking for release to pretrial services. May I just speak with Mrs. Lopez briefly about the STEPS program?
You may.
Your Honor, I've explained to Mrs. Lopez that she may be eligible for steps. She's willing to participate in that program, and if she is released, she's willing to waive time for her preliminary hearing.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Lopez. I will give you a chance to resolve these matters on pretrial services release. In order that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, and that you submit to any monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial services. So if they call you and tell you you need to do something or be somewhere, you need to do so. I'm going to set a steps court hearing for you on December the 17th at 9 a.m. at the Superior Court. And just in case that doesn't end successfully, you'll have a preliminary hearing date on January the 26th at 1:30 in the afternoon. On your city court matter, I'm going to set another hearing for you. This will be on January the 12th, excuse me. At 9 a.m. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty on your behalf to these offenses, and advise you that in addition to your right to remain silent, you also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointing the City Public Defender's Office to represent you. I will note on the minute entries that you may have some mental health issues that feel you might benefit from an attorney assisting you in this instance. In addition to the right to remain silent, in addition to the right to the counsel, you also have the right to be presumed innocent and have the state bear the burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt of your guilt. You also have the right to attend all hearings in your case, to include a trial. However, if you fail to attend any hearings in your case, to include a trial, those hearings or that trial could proceed in your absence. New charges could be filed against you, or, a warrant could issue for your arrest. Additionally, if you fail to attend any trials and you're found guilty and cannot be sentenced within 90 days because of your absence, you may lose the right to appeal that conviction. You understand all of that, ma'am? I'm sorry, you guys are muted.
Sorry, she said yes.
Okay,
She's nodding yes.
yes.
Thank you very much. I'm setting you for a pretrial hearing at the Tucson City Court in front of Judge Mayhew for January the 12th, again at 9 a.m. I will order that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, commit any acts of domestic violence, and that you not have any contact of any kind with any of the alleged victims, to include going to where they work or live. All right, ma'am, that's all I have for you. Thank you very much. You're excused.
Thank you.
She's done. Okay, Lopez, you can say that. All right. Navarro.
Alguien te va a traducir ahí. Okay, thank you. Buenas noches.
Good evening.
Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Buenas noches. ¿Me puede dar su nombre y su fecha de nacimiento?
Luis Carlos Navarro, el 18 de septiembre del 2007.
Luis Carlos Navarro, September 18th, 2007.
Thank you, Mr. Navarro.
Gracias, señor Navarro.
We can just have him stand by for 1 minute. JL, can you please, if possible, email a copy of the warrant if you have to the clerk's office? Doesn't seem to have a copy in the file, and I need to take a look at that before we can proceed on.
Y si la cárcel, por favor, manda una copia de la orden de aprehensión. Parece ser que no tenemos una en el expediente y tengo que verla antes.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor, give me 1 second.
Sí, señoría, si me dan un segundo.
So just bear with us for 1 minute. We need to get some, I need to take a look at some other paperwork for you, okay?
Señor, si nos espera unos minutos, tengo que recibir una documentación de usted.
Bien.
Very well.
I'm sorry.
Okay, Your Honor, it's consent.
You should print that out whenever it comes in. All right. All right, thank you very much, Mr. Navarro.
Muchas gracias, señor Navarro.
You're being seen here this evening based on a warrant issued by
Está
Judge-
siendo visto el día de hoy basado en una orden de aprehensión.
The warrant was issued by Judge Sue Canaster at the Pima County Superior Court.
La orden de aprehensión fue dada por el juez Sucanastro del Tribunal de la Paz de Pima.
It relates to charges of theft, trafficking in stolen property, illegally
En
conducted
relación con
enterprise, and
hurto.
trafficking in stolen property.
And Your Honor, may I request a repetition, please?
No problem. Theft, trafficking in stolen property, and conducting an illegal enterprise.
O robo, tráfico de propiedad robada y llevar a cabo una empresa delictiva.
You have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be used against you.
Tiene el derecho a permanecer en silencio y todo lo que sea usado, todo lo que usted diga pudiera ser usado en su contra.
You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointing the Pima County Legal Defender's Office to represent you.
Tiene el derecho de tener un abogado y le voy a nombrar un abogado de oficio de la Oficina de Abogados de Oficio del Condado.
The attorney seated right next to you is going to help you throughout this hearing.
La abogada que está sentada a un lado de usted le va a ayudar en esta audiencia.
Please speak with her first before you say anything out loud.
Y hable con ella, por favor, primero, antes de decir algo en voz alta.
Okay.
Ok.
I reviewed the pretrial services report and the state's recommendation.
Repasé el informe precondenatorio y la recomendación del Estado.
State is recommending honoring the bond amount of $10,000.
El Estado está recomendando honrar la fianza de $10,000.
Anything else to add from the state?
¿Algo más por parte del Estado?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm appearing on behalf just for a limited purpose. This is an Attorney General case.
Sí, su señoría, estoy compareciendo de forma muy limitada porque esta es un caso de la Procuraduría.
And Your Honor, just looking at the charges and part of the court's file, it looks like this is a multiple co-defendant accomplice indictment.
Parece ser, viendo el expediente, que esa es una acusación formal con algunos, and counsel, can you please repeat what you said?
multiple defendants as accomplice.
Y son acusados múltiples como cómplices.
And the first count, Your Honor, the concern is there's multiple victims and the amount of the theft, it exceeds over $100,000.
Y la preocupación es aquí es que hay múltiples víctimas y la cantidad supera los $100,000.
Also including multiple dates of offenses.
Incluyendo múltiples fechas de delitos.
He was also given the opportunity to appear for his arraignment out of custody, but it was continued multiple times. He failed to appear.
También se le dio la oportunidad de comparecer a su comparecencia inicial, pero tuvo en algunas ocasiones no compareció.
And Your Honor, based on the trafficking on the first and second, it does trigger the fact that he is involved in planning and initiating this type of activity.
Mira, basado en el cargo 1 y 2, es los disparaciones del hecho de que estuvo involucrado en planear estas actividades.
The bond recommended, Your Honor, I think it's more than appropriate.
Y creo que la fianza recomendada, su señoría, es más que apropiada.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Defense, your position?
Defensa, ¿cuál es su posición?
One moment, Your Honor.
Sure.
And if I might just add something else, Your Honor.
You may.
I'm reviewing the conditions of one of the co-defendants, and just in fairness, it looks like the other co-defendant was held on a $30,000 bond, which seems more appropriate based on the charges.
Y su señoría, estoy repasando aquí las condiciones del coacusado. El otro acusado lo detuvieron bajo una fianza de $30,000 que me parece apropiado.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Your Honor, I'm asking the court to seriously consider pretrial services release for a number of reasons, and I'll take pauses so the interpreter can interpret.
Su señoría, estoy recomendando que sea liberado a los servicios precondenatorios. Voy a tomar pausas para que el intérprete pause.
I will address the summons first, as I'm learning quite a bit about the summons process in some of my own cases.
Primero me voy a dirigir sobre el citatorio porque estoy aprendiendo sobre los citatorios en el proceso de los casos.
Statute clearly dictates that a summons is preferred over a warrant.
La ley dicta que un citatorio es preferible que una orden de aprehensión.
And in speaking with Mr. Navarro, he never received the summons to appear.
Y hablando con el señor Navarro, nunca recibió el citatorio para comparecer.
He advises me that his address changed and where he currently resides does not match his ID.
Me ha dicho que recientemente cambió de domicilio y la identificación que tiene en la dirección que tiene no va de acuerdo con su nueva dirección.
He does have family here in Tucson, as well as a stable and permanent residence here in Tucson.
Tiene familia aquí en Tucson y tiene una residencia estable aquí en Tucson disponible.
I think, and I'm seeing an address here, which I can provide that to the court in pretrial services.
Y estoy viendo la dirección aquí y le puedo proveer al tribunal, a los servicios precondenatorios, dicha dirección.
I think it's important that he was assessed at a level 1 nonviolent.
Es importante mencionar que fue calificado nivel 1, no violento,
He has no priors.
y que no tiene previos.
I'm asking the court to consider his age. He is 18.
Estoy pidiéndole al tribunal que considere su fecha, tiene 18 años de edad,
And I would also ask the court to consider that he has never been previously arrested in this matter.
y también le pediría al señor juez que tomar en cuenta que previamente no ha sido arrestado por este asunto.
This evening's hearing serves as notice.
Esta audiencia de esta noche sirve como aviso,
And so I am asking the court to consider pretrial services release.
por eso le estoy pidiendo al tribunal que considere que se ha liberado los servicios precondenatorios.
Nothing further for this.
Es todo por parte de la defensa.
Thank you. Given the nature-
Gracias.
Given the nature of the offenses and the apparent confusion about addresses, I would, do have concerns about, possible failure to appear history, and I think an arraignment date being a week from today would, suffice.
Dado la naturaleza de los cargos y la confusión del domicilio, estoy de acuerdo que una fecha para una lectura de cargo sea definida.
I'm gonna set an arraignment date for December the 17th at 1:30 in the afternoon.
Voy a programar una fecha para lectura de cargo el día 17 de diciembre a la 1:30 de la tarde.
And I honor the bond as requested by Judge Canaster.
Y voy a honrar la fianza requerida por el juez Canaster.
After the defendant is properly advised of his rights and obligations, the judge at the arraignment can reconsider the bond amount and release conditions.
Después de que se le diga al acusado sus derechos y obligaciones, en esa fecha, en esa audiencia, se puede reconsiderar la fianza.
And that's all I have, sir. Thank you very much. Your excuse.
Esto es lo que tengo, señor. Muchísimas gracias. May the interpreter be excused, Your Honor?
Yeah, just to confirm, Joe, we don't have any other Spanish language defendants this evening, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, thank you very much. Excuse the interpreter. Have a nice evening.
Thank you. You as well, Judge.
Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Lenise Elliott, 4/20/1998.
All right, Ms. Elliott, good evening. This time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here based on a felony complaint alleging possession of a drug paraphernalia and possession of a narcotic drug allegedly occurring earlier today. Just a reminder, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointed to the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to help you out throughout this hearing, so if you have any questions, please speak with them before saying anything out loud. All right, I reviewed Ms. Elliott's interim complaint, pretrial services report, and state's recommendation. State's recommending pretrial services release in the status court evaluation. Anything else to add from the state?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Defense, I'm inclined to agree. Any comment or would you like a moment to talk with your client about steps?
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, Mrs. Elliott will, or is interested in steps and she's willing to waive time.
So I'm going to the supervision of pretrial services. I'm going to order you to participate in any monitoring or treatment that they direct. So if they call you and tell you you need to do something or be somewhere, you need to comply with that. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to set your case for a step court evaluation on December the 17th at 9 a.m. The preliminary hearing for January the 26th at 1:30 PM.
Alrighty,
All right, ma'am, thank you. You're excused.
thank you. So I'm getting out tonight. Oh, yeah, thank you. Okay.
Okay, December 17th.
Alright, thank you.
Paul?
Go sit back out with the females.
Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Paul Michael Roman, November 9th, 1992.
Thank you, Mr. Ron. Good evening. It's time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here today on 3 different matters. The first involves a warrant issued by Judge Howard Feld, Pima County Superior Court from August of this year related to a charge of armed robbery allegedly occurring in June of this year. The second is a warrant issued by Judge Victoria Steele, Pima County Justice Court, related to a charge of shoplifting allegedly occurring in December of 2024. And lastly, you have a warrant out of the Tucson City Court involving charges of shoplifting and possession of drug paraphernalia. Just a reminder, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney. And I'm going to appoint the, Pima County Legal Advocate's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to be helping you out through this hearing. So if you have any questions or concerns, please speak with them before saying anything out loud, okay? All right. I reviewed the warrant. We'll start with the felony first. I reviewed the warrant, state's recommendation, and the pretrial services report. I do note that Mr. Roman does appear to have a separate warrant and a hold on him in CR 2024-5024, which I believe dated from October of 24. He was rated a 6 out of 6 on the NCAA FDA scales. Community ties couldn't be verified through a third party. And there appear to be one prior felony conviction from 2021. State's recommendation was for the bond amount listed on the warrant, which is $50,000 secured. Anything else to add from the state?
Your Honor, one note, it does seem that he was on release on that other matter when this offense took place, as he was released on the other offense early on this year. The bond recommended is based on the warrant amount. His concern is violent in nature, and he has a significant history of failing to appear.
Thank you. Defense?
Your Honor, the state might be confused. I might be confused. That was something that I had looked into. It's a 2023 CR number, and I don't know why the offense date is listed as June of this year. So I'm actually not sure that there is an on-release allegation to be made here. So I'm asking the court to not consider that unless the court has clarifying information about that. What I will say is Mr. Roman is 33 and he was never previously arrested in this matter. He's a lifelong resident and he appears to be currently unemployed. I would be asking for pretrial services release, as I think he might be on pretrial services in his other matter. But if that's not the court's inclination this evening, I am just asking for a loan bond given his indigency.
Well, for me, 2024-5024. The offense date was from October of 2024. It was.
Looks like there's a typo, Your Honor, on pretrial face sheet, because looking at the CR number and the assessment is 2025. And Your Honor, I just confirmed in the state's file, it does show the offense date being 6/19/2025. And again, the CR is 2025, but it's only listing the 2023 on one location on the pretrial workup that is on the face sheet. But everywhere else in the assessment, it does correctly present the case number to the CR 2025-3832.
That clarifies it for me, Your Honor. I would just rest on my other arguments.
Thank you. Given all matters, I do believe the bond amount requested by Judge Fell is appropriate. I will impose $50,000 cash secured order monitoring by pretrial services if bond is posted. I'll set the arraignment for the 17th at 1:30. On the misdemeanor warrant, I'll impose the amount requested for time served purposes and appoint Miss Amanda Bynum to represent you, Mr. Rahman. Bond amount will be $500, cash secured. I'll set a pretrial hearing for you tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. in front of Judge Steele. And on the city matter, I'm going to set a hearing on January the 16th at 9 a.m. in front of Judge Hale. I'm going to appoint the city public defender's office to represent you given the holds on the felony and on the JP matter. I will order other standard conditions to apply to include possession of no drugs or alcohol and no contact order with any alleged. All right, sir. Thank you very much. You're excused.
Guy?
Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Sky, November 20, 1997.
All right, Mr. Sky, good evening.
And
This is the time
and good evening.
you're being seen here this evening based on a felony complaint alleging stalking occurring on August 27th of this year. Just remind you, sir, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be used against you. You have, I believe, limited notice, limited counsel appointed here, Mr. Curtis Fisher. Mr. Fisher, you're on the line.
Yes, good evening, Your Honor. How are you? Can you hear me?
Yes, it can. Thank you.
Okay. Hey, good evening, Mr. Sky.
Good evening.
All right, sir. So you're going to be being assisted by Mr. Fisher, sir. So this may require a little bit of technical work, but if you do need to speak with him, please let me know and we will try to accommodate. All right, I reviewed the interim complaint as well as the pretrial services report. I don't note any other holds or statuses for Mr. Sky. Pretrial services rated him as a 1 and a 1. As the community could be verified through a third party. But Mr. Sky did inform pretrial services that he had lived in the state for several years. And there was no felony history noted. The state's recommendation was $7,500 bond plus pretrial services supervision. Anything else to add from the state?
Yes, Your Honor, I would note the offense is classified as violent in nature. There is also a note listed in the interim complaint. The victim did obtain a court order that is pending to be served. So there's also ongoing safety concerns, not only for the victim, but also for her family. The offense timeframe is showing that it's multiple offense dates. And all that information provided by the victim, it is corroborated for the interim by multiple warrants that were obtained. There is that ongoing threat to the victim, Your Honor, and for not only her, but for her family. And because there are multiple offense dates, even though at this point there's no criminal convictions, he is facing mandatory prison if convicted because of that time frame that the victim is presenting, the exposure, the activities. That's the basis of the recommendation, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Mr. Fisher?
Your Honor, and to clarify here, so I guess there's multiple dates included, but it's my understanding and belief that the stalking statute requires multiple instances in order for it to be charged that way. But he is only facing one single felony count, Your Honor. There is nothing in the stalking statute that classifies it as a dangerous offense, or nor does it classify it as a violent offense. As far as my understanding of that statute goes. Mr. Sky has no prior felony history. He has retained, we're in the process of retaining private counsel to represent him in this case. So he's not going to be a flight risk in this matter. Further, Your Honor, given that he doesn't have any prior felony convictions or misdemeanor convictions of any kind of violent nature, I don't think he poses a danger to the community. So with all of that in mind, Your Honor, we're respectfully requesting that he be released to pretrial services with a firm no contact order. And additionally, if there is a order of protection or injunction against harassment, whichever it may be, Mr. Sky is willing to abide by that court order. Given his lack of criminal history, Your Honor, I think that Mr. Sky is a good candidate for pretrial services to show the court that he can follow the court orders, as well as the fact that he's never been in trouble before.
Thank you.
Oh, and I apologize, Your Honor, one other thing. So law enforcement officers contacted us to self-surrender, and Mr. Sky reported as directed by the officers when they requested that he self-surrender. I think that's another thing that is important for the courts to consider in terms of evaluating his release conditions.
Thank you very much. And as far as the injunction against harassment, I do see note of that, but it's not before me this evening. I'm not sure that it has been served or can be served, but if that is possible, then I will ask jail staff to facilitate the service. As far as the bond is concerned, I do believe bond is appropriate. I will set it $2,500 cash secured and order no contact of any kind by Mr. Sky with the alleged victim, to include going to where she works or lives. I will preliminarily appoint the public defender's office to represent you, Mr. Sky. However, if you are in the process of obtaining private counsel, you should inform the public defender's office immediately upon doing so that they can be relieved of further service. If bond is posted, I'll order pretrial services supervision and monitoring as directed by them, to include no alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons, and as I said, no contact of any kind with the alleged victim. Preliminary hearing date is going to be set for December the 22nd at 1:30 in the afternoon at the Justice Court. All right, sir, that's all we have for you. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Hey, and Mr. Sky, be sure to call our office if you have any questions, okay?
I will, thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right. Thank you.
Or go down and say go so.
Yeah, we're currently grabbing Mendoza.
Do you need to appear for?
Sí,
Oh, you do? Okay, okay, I thought, sorry.
sorry.
Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Mark Anthony Cervantes Ramirez, 0206 1998.
Last name is Mendoza.
No.
What's your name
This
again?
is not,
Mark Anthony Cervantes Ramirez, 0206 1998.
Well,
They said the wrong person.
it's okay.
Well, good seeing you.
Thank you very much, sir. Have a nice night.
Thank you. Good. Good.
Just send us the.
Hmm. Hmm. Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth
Arnulfo Benecer Mendoza,
and your date of
and
birth?
July 15th, 1995.
Good evening, Mr. Mendoza. This is the time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here this evening based on a warrant issued for your arrest by Judge Scott McDonald at Pima County Superior Court on December the 9th, related to charges of murder in the first degree, drive-by shooting, theft of means of transportation, and unlawful discharge of a firearm within city limits, all allegedly occurring on September the 4th of this year. You have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointing Miss Megan LaPata. Hopefully I'm spelling that correctly. Who represents you. The attorney seated right next to you is going to be assisting you in this hearing. So if you have any questions or concerns, please speak with them before saying anything out loud. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. I reviewed the warrant as well as the pretrial services report. I do note Mr. Mendoza is being held on, I believe it's CR 2025-5469. And a $50,000 hold, it appears, as well as on a probation violation warrant in CR 2024-0447. And he's being held without bond in that matter. It was rated a 4 and a 5. Did have at least 2 prior convictions. I'm sorry, 1 prior conviction, 3 matters pending. State's recommendation is to honor the bond amount recommended by Judge McDonald, $1 million secured. Anything else to add from the state?
Your Honor, I will agree there, with the court with the first statement. I do believe he has 2 prior convictions. One where he's on probation violation. And based on the nature of the offense, the violent nature of the offense itself and the criminal history, the bond recommendation is what the state's requesting for the grand jury warrant.
Thank you. Defense?
Your Honor, what I'll first note and ask the court to consider is that Mr. Mendoza is 30 years old. He's married and a lifelong resident. And the information I have is that he is currently unemployed. I would also like to point out a couple of things that the court has already mentioned. First, his hold in a probation matter. That's unlikely to be lifted certainly anytime soon. And the fact that he's being currently held on a $50,000 bond in CR 2025-5469. I do want to just briefly raise for the court that there appear to be similar allegations in that case number, and I don't know if there's an issue with duplicate charges, but I just want to raise that here. I'm not sure if there are different offense dates in those allegations. I think most importantly that the number one thing I would like the court to consider is that this is a refiled matter. And initially, Mr. Mendoza was held on a $250,000 bond. Given the fact that he has a probation hold, that he has a case that he's being held on that's $50,000, I would just ask that the original bond amount be imposed once more. Again, Mr. Mendoza is not going anywhere anytime soon. He will have his day in court, and today I'm simply asking for a lower bond.
Hold on Mr. Mendoza. I will impose a bond of $500,000 cash or secured and order pretrial services supervision if bond is posted. Mr. Mendoza will be ordered not to possess, consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, possess any firearms or weapons, and not to have any contact of any kind with any alleged victim or victim representative, to include going to where they work or live. The arraignment will be set for December the 17th at 1:30. All right, sir. Thank you very much. You're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Second, Mr.
Thank you.
Mendoza, I'm just going to finish writing this out for you, okay?
All right, I believe that's all. Thank you all very much. Have a nice evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You too.